All right, Mr. Shoulder, where the hell could you be? And who are you? Are you the guy from last night that got lost in the bathroom?
He looks like a rather shady character.
He is not.
Hello? What can you tell me about Bewlay?
Not much around here, love. Not worth mentioning to you, like.
I see.
Is everyone rude here? Or do they all mean well, but are just like this?
What can you tell me about Hob's Barrow?
Not to be found digging around in those things.
You know of local barrows, then?
Don't concern yourself.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
I don't know out about no Leonard Shoulder.
My name is Thomasina, and you are?
Now then, that's none of your concern, love.
What do you do around here?
Hey up, you're not scared of sticking your neb in. I look after the churchyard. Dig the graves. Ha!
What can you tell me about the church?
Aye, it's a church.
Quite. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
He looks like a rather shady character. A small alley. Sturdy-looking barrels, no doubt used to store ale. I suspect the barrels are empty. I'd rather not go into those horrible toilets again. The lavatory window. I see no sign of life within. A humble local dwelling. Nobody home. The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
I see something. It's right there at the bar.
The road disappears.
There is an area that I can explore, but I can't explore it just yet. So let's go back to the village center. What was this place?
A small plaque beside...
Vicarage.
I don't think anyone is home. The little whelp looks determined to slaughter the very air itself. Hello?
Yes?
Do you like living in Bewlay?
Yeah, I do. Are you from the city?
I'm from a long way away.
You must have come on the train! I love watching all the steam puff up into the sky!
Have you been on the train yourself?
No, miss. Our parents don't have the money for train tickets. Father says we have all we need here in Bewlay.
Perhaps this nice lady would like to take you away with her on the train.
No, I need to stay and protect Bewlay from the lantern worm.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Douglas?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Douglas.
Douglas, your mom seems super bored with with having you. Why don't you just, come with me and we can dig up some graves? That's a good activity for a child in that age, I imagine.
That's a great sword technique you have.
Thanks, miss. Mr. Crozier's gonna make me a real one when I turn 12. I'm preparing myself to fight the lantern worm.
Good for you.
What is the lantern worm?
It's gonna come back and get us all. John Lantern thought he killed it at the River Ware, but my father told me it still lives. We must all be prepared.
The lantern worm isn't real, Douglas. Father just told you that to get you out of his hair.
Not true. I saw it slithering out by the beck. Like a giant eel it were. I ran home so fast I thought I would fly.
Sorry, miss. My brother has a vivid imagination.
Children often do at his age.
I'll keep training. You will all thank me when I thrust my sword deep into its fat belly.
Douglas, this lady doesn't want to hear your nonsense.
I do want to hear all of it because it sounds like this kid saw something.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
That's a funny name.
I thought so too.
Have you heard of Hob's Barrow?
What's that?
A local burial mound.
Our parents don't let us wander far from the village.
What's a burial mound?
Don't you mind about that, Douglas?
Ah, you didn't have the talk with the dying.
Who's Mr. Crozier?
He's a blacksmith. His forge is just over there on the other side of the square.
Don't you think 12 years of age is a little young for a real sword?
I'll be a master swordsman by then.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
What a sweet kid. Douglas.
The young woman looks extremely bored by it all. The young woman look... Good day.
Hello, miss.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Betty.
Nice to meet you, Betty. What are you up to?
My brother is practicing his sword fighting technique. I'm to watch him until he tires himself out.
I'm tireless.
This time last month it were all about his teaspoon collection. This month it's swords.
Sounds like your brother has many hobbies. What hobbies do you have?
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What do you know of Hob's Barrow?
Our parents don't like us talking to strangers, miss.
So you know of it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
I have to say, I'm much like your brother.
The door has been boarded up.
Your brother is way more interesting than your bored face.
No one here.
Where is everyone?
The cross denotes this as the site of a market. Quite an ornate construction. I don't think anyone is home. Perhaps this... The blacksmith is toiling away. Good day.
Yes?
Mr. Crozier, I presume.
Aye, George Crozier, at your service.
My name is Thomasina.
Aye, can I help you?
Are you a Bewlay native, Mr. Crozier?
Aye, born and bred. This were my father's forge before mine.
How is business faring?
I do an honest trade. There'll always be horses needing shoes and farmers needing tools. You let me know if you need out made or mended. I'll do you a fair price.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier.
Thank you, but I have no money right now.
Do you know a man by the name of Leonard Shoulder?
Oh, aye. Old Leonard.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not recently.
Do you know where he lives?
Why all these questions, lass?
I need to speak with him. He invited me to Bewlay.
Oh, he'll turn up. I've seen him in the plough and furrow from time to time.
But do you know where he lives? I need to find him.
I believe he lives somewhere out on the moors. Can't tell you out more than that.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier.
Well, it's baby steps, but we'll probably find Mr. Shoulder quite dead.
Do you know of a local landmark named Hob's Barrow?
There's a fair many barrows found out on the moors, lass. Too many to put a name to. Not a soul in Bewlay pays them any mind.
What can you tell me about Bewlay?
We don't get many visitors here, outside of market days. But there's plenty of work for the village blacksmith. Where are you from, then?
I arrived yesterday on the train from London, by way of Derby.
Oh, aye. I've heard about London.
What have you heard?
Plenty of factories there.
Yes, indeed. The city is always changing and moving forward.
Too busy for me, though, lass. I prefer a quieter pace. Aye.
I would say a very slow pace. Dead pace.
When do market days run in Bewlay?
Once or twice a month. The next one is tomorrow.
How delightful.
Unless your vice is cabbages, there'll be nought to interest a young lady.
I don't mind a cabbage.
Then you're in luck.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
A fantastic specimen.
What is it?
Alas, it is not mine to take.
A fossil. It is not mine to take yet.
I have one just like this. The blacksmith is right here. I've no need to go inside.
Nice flowers. Nice church. Creepy lady. What you selling? Cakes? Ooh.
A fine assortment of baked goods. A lovely treat for those who enjoy such things.
And a fine treat for those with money.
In memory of Peter Black. In memory of in memory of William Ager. In memory of Barnaby Tillett.
I see. So maybe the father of Mr. Tillett or a brother?
In memory of Mabel Hurst. In memory of Percival Roach. In memory of Benjamin Garkham. In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet.
In memory of Millicent Smith. In memory of Henry Crozier.
That must be the blacksmith's father, I assume.
Unfortunately, I don't think the cakes are free. The woman has a kind face.
Hello. Good day. Would you like to buy one of these cakes, pet?
What kind of cakes do you have?
I have some lovely Bakewell puddings, the sweetest marriage of almond and jam. I can tell you're not from around here, because if you were, you would know about my Bakewell puddings. They are quite famous.
Alas, I'm not carrying any money with me.
That's unfortunate, pet. I'm sorry, I can't give them away for free. The money goes to the church, you see, and one cannot shirk one's duty to the church.
I understand. My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Mrs. de Plancy.
A pleasure to meet you, Mrs. de Plancy.
Likewise, pet.
Tell me about yourself, Mrs. de Plancy.
About me? What would you possibly want to know about me? I've been attending St. Edmund's Church my whole life. I always want to help where I can, so I sell my baked goods and all the proceeds go to its upkeep. This place means so much to me.
Your cakes look delicious.
I can assure you they are. You'll not find better in the entire county.
What can you tell me about St. Edmund's Church?
Isn't it the finest building? It's been standing here since the 12th century. The box pews in the nave are very fine and date back to the 17th century. The door is open if you'd like to worship.
Thank you, Mrs. de Plancy. Do you know a local man called Leonard Shoulder?
Yes, I know Leonard. What business do you have with him?
It's a long story, but I'm trying to find where he lives.
I'm afraid I don't know, dear. Father Roach has access to the parish register. He might be able to help you.
What can you tell me about Father Roach?
He is a lovely man and an exemplary servant of the Lord. He's been the vicar of St. Edmund's for many years.
Where can I find Father Roach?
At this time of day, he'll be taking his exercise in Herne Wood, to the west of the village.
Thank you. I'll go find him.
Be sure to listen out for his merry whistling. Such a jolly man.
Where can I find Father Roach again?
At this time of day...
Thank you, Mrs. What do you know of Hobb's Barrow?
Hobb's what?
Hobb's Barrow, a local burial mound.
The only place of burial I know about and care for is in this very churchyard.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
She seems pretty harmless, although I don't trust her. Old people in small villages are usually The high-ranking members of some cult.
The trusty trowel, the barrow digger's best friend. Excuse me, do you think anyone would mind if I borrowed this trowel?
You help yourself, dear. Father Roach won't mind lending it. Just be sure to put it back when you're finished.
Of course, thank you.
It is more blessed to give than to receive.
Okay, settle down. Hello, again, ominous little bird.
Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife, and sister. John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence. Forever in light, Anne Kemp. Joseph Davis. Samuel Bryden. Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven. Here lies Elizabeth Farnaby. This appears to be a recently dug, unmarked grave.
I wonder if Mr. Shoulder is in here. Or Mr. Tillett.
I may be a barrow digger, but I am no grave robber.
You could be today, just for today.
William Paxton, modest and gentle of heart. A fine spot to take a rest.
I will definitely rest. Rest, rest, rest. As lovely as that was, we have a job to do. We have to find many missing people.
I've seen cairns like this all over England, quite common. The locals might be alarmed if I dismantle their cairn. The locals might...
Can I use my trowel?
I don't wish to dig it up.
Fair enough.
The moors continue for miles in this direction. I don't wish to lose my way.
Okay, we can go back and see if we can get into the church before we meet the father. What else is in here? Okay, a side door. Where does this lead? All right, to a crossroads. Doo-doo-doo.
Goodness me, look at these box pews. I've never seen any as tall as that before. Most unusual architecture, even for the Normans. The pews are contained within compartments that can be locked. I've seen a similar design in other Norman churches around England, but this is a particularly impressive example.
And the church seems to be in excellent condition.
Extraordinary craftsmanship. I can admire the craftsmanship from afar. The pews are contained... I've seen a... Is that a necklace?
Yoink.
Someone has left a necklace hanging here. A silver cross. Sterling by the look of it. Maybe I can reunite it with its owner. Those have seen better days. The flowers have long since dried out. I don't want them. A memorial list of former vicars. They stretch back several hundred years. A memorial list. They stretch...
That is pretty impressive.
I've no time for such things. This must be where the local vicar sacrifices the newborns.
Yes, of course.
I can admire the craftsmanship from afar. Stained glass depictions of various biblical scenes. It's not my specialist area.
All right, let's try out the other door, which I assume is going to be quite locked.
It's locked.
Surprising. Maybe this key, maybe they have just like a universal key.
No, that's not...
Nah, it was a long shot. All right, so we can't go to the moors, but we can go this way. Where does this take me? She did say he's west doing his exercise, whatever that means. Oh, wow. Are you okay?
Very sorry. Oh, the shame. This malaise will not pass. Oh, the nausea. I need your help, young lady.
Tell me what you need.
Let the blood from my arm.
Excuse me?
Cut me. I beg you.
I have nothing to cut you with. Can I take your vomit?
I'm not going near it. It smells disgusting. The vicar looks dreadfully ill. Are you sure this is the only way, Father?
I beg you. It's the only cure for this torturous malady.
I doubt it.
I don't wish... The vicar's spectacles lie broken on the forest floor. Ouch! The broken lens is extremely sharp.
Don't leave. You must help me.
All right. I'll help you. Where's your broken spectacle? I have to put on the glove.
The vicar's spectacles lie broken. Ouch! The broken lens...
Extremely sharp, huh? Okay, wear the glove.
Perhaps I shouldn't risk soiling this glove until I find its owner.
All right, I can't pick up the shards.
I think this might be genuine sterling silver. I don't think that will help me pick up the broken glass. I don't think it's sharp enough.
Oh, I have to soil my handkerchief instead of the lonely glove? Ah, so be it.
This handkerchief was a gift from my mother. I hope she will understand.
I will not understand.
This should work.
Can we pick up some vomit? Ah, I don't have the jug anymore. Damn. All right, let's let some blood.
Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yes, it will cure me of my ills.
I shall do as you ask, Father.
Thank the Lord for my spare pair. God bless you. I already feel quite better.
I'm glad, Father.
The rapid healing properties of bloodletting cannot be overstated. I'm Frederick Roach, vicar of St. Edmund's Church.
My name is Thomasina Bateman. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And now you owe me. You owe me, owe me, owe me.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
What ails you, Father Roach?
I just ate a rotten berry, that's all.
Bullshit.
I like to pick blackberries for my supper, you see. They are quite delicious, as long as you mind the bramble. My apologies again. I wish we had met in different circumstances.
That was just such a bad lie.
Are you from Bewlay originally?
I was born in our very own St. Edmund's. It's quite the story.
Do tell.
My mother was sheltering there as a frightful tempest raged. And lo, did her waters break right there and then in that pew.
One could say that you were born into your role, Father.
Indeed. When my mother told me the story as a young boy, I knew that this was my calling.
St. Edmund's is a fine building.
Thank you for saying so. It's hard work keeping her in good shape, but our congregation is always willing to lend a hand in the Lord's name.
What is it like being the vicar here?
Every day is a blessing, my child. I have a great love for our parish, and the Lord looks after us.
What about your congregation?
Numbers have fallen over the years, I must say. But those that remain are faithful and full of his spirit.
What can you tell me about Bewlay?
It's a quiet town. The railway line, which I presume you arrived by, is the only news of note we've had here for years.
I've heard the new station has received a mixed reaction.
I've heard many a debate, it's true. But my role is not to adjudicate on that matter. I'm very busy in my own work, you see.
What do you know of Hob's Barrow?
I can't say I've heard of it.
It's supposedly a famous local landmark.
I'm afraid I know nothing about it.
Why is everyone lying to me?
I'm looking for Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, yes? Are you a relative?
No, it's a long story, but he invited me to Bewlay.
And he didn't tell you his address?
He was to meet me last night at the Plough and Furrow, but he never came.
I see. Well, let me welcome you to Bewlay on his behalf.
Thank you, Father. Do you know where Mr. Shoulder lives?
Let me think. It's been many moons since I've paid him a visit.
Perhaps you could allow me to take a look at the parish register.
No need. I remember it now. A fair hike across the moors.
Could you please give me directions?
I'll take you there myself. It's the least I can do after you aided me so.
Capital. Thank you.
Just let me know when you're ready to pay him a visit. I'll be resting here for the time being.
Will do. I wish we could bring back capital. I mean, that's such a cool thing to say.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Capital be with you. That was a very red squirrel.
No doubt home to many a woodland creature. I've no desire to go rooting about in there.
Yet.
No, that's not it.
What else we got in here? Lovely, lovely, lovely ancient woods.
I shall see you later this evening, gents. Well, I say. Greetings, my dear.
Hello, sir.
A pause on your beauty, for I shall see you again soon.
Wait!
Sleazy.
Some nerve.
Lady, you're blushing.
I most certainly am not. The men look like they've spent many a long day exposed to the harsh moorland weather. The men...
Sorry, lass. No way through here today.
Says who?
Lord Panzwick. Now get back before you find yourself under a falling tree.
My name is Thomasina Bateman.
Oh, aye? You're not from round here, Thomasina Bateman.
No, just visiting. What is your name, sir?
Horace.
Are you in charge here?
I am indeed.
Tell me, who was that arrogant man here just now?
Just someone passing by.
It sounded like you knew him better than that.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that's none of your business.
I will make all of your businesses my main business.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like I'm doing? We're chopping down trees.
There is no need to be sarcastic.
We're employed by Lord Panzwick. He's ordered us to gather logs from his woods. That's what we're doing.
These are his woods.
Aye, his lordship owns most of the land round Beulah.
Who is Lord Panzwick?
Our governor.
He's the governor of the whole town.
All right, Owen, back to work now.
He lives in Bewlay.
Aye, not far away, but his lordship doesn't like questions. Or visitors. Now please leave us to our work.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No, I don't. Can you let me get back to my work now?
No.
Have you heard of a place called Hob's Barrow?
Can't say I have.
Why are you gathering logs for Lord Panzwick?
By heck, you ask a lot of questions. If you must know, his lordship is repairing an old ruin on his land. We need the timber for the restoration work.
How intriguing. What type of ruin is Lord Panzwick restoring?
An old chapel.
I should rather like to see it.
Not possible. His lordship does not welcome visitors to his estate.
Thanks for your time.
We'll be done by tomorrow morning. Come back then if you want to explore the woods.
All right. You sound like you know a lot about his lordship, but I'll leave you be. I don't want to cause any trouble.
Father Roach still looks rather pallid.
A nice walk in the woods will do him good. But I just want to explore a little bit more until we go and see Mr. Shoulder. So that leads here.
A humble dwelling. I don't think anyone is home.
Bugger off!
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril.
Good old Cyril. At least we know where he lives now. No way. It's Arthur Tillett, and he works here.
Well, that's one mystery solved. It's Arthur Tillett. What's he doing in there? Mr. Tillett, where did you go last night?
Have we met?
Last night at the Plough and Furrow.
Oh, Miss Bateman. I were blind drunk last night and woke up with a stinking headache.
You still smell like a brewery.
Sorry.
You went to use the lavatory and never came back, Mr. Tillett. I searched everywhere for you.
I think I remember you bought me a drink. Then it's all a blur. I woke up in my bed this morning with my wife sour at me for waking her at some ungodly hour.
About last night. You really don't remember where you went last night?
As I say, it's all a blur. I remember needing a piss. Then nothing. Well, you must have missed me when I came out.
I did not. I even went to the gents' toilets to find you.
Oh, aye. A sight for sore eyes.
It was. I checked everywhere, and you were nowhere to be found. The back door leading to the alleyway was blocked from the outside.
Oh, aye.
Yes. You must have exited through that door, Mr. Tillett.
But you just said it were blocked.
There must be an explanation.
My mind has drawn a blank.
Why was the door blocked? Did you block it?
I told you I don't remember. I've nought to say 'cause I remember nought.
Tell me. Oh, you lovable drunkard, I guess.
About last... What were you going to tell me about Leonard Shoulder?
Who?
Leonard Shoulder. You told me you knew him. And promised to tell me more if I bought you a drink. Which I did. So what were you going to tell me?
I don't really know the old bugger.
But you said you did.
Oh, aye. No, I know nought about him. No, nought about Leonard Shoulder.
You do know something, but someone told you to shut up.
You're hiding something, Mr. Tillett. I don't believe you.
I say a lot of things when I've got the drink in me. I probably just wanted you to buy me an ale.
A likely story.
Look, what would I gain from lying to you? I just wanted another drink.
Even if that's the case, it doesn't explain your disappearance.
Aye, I don't remember out.
How's your headache faring?
It feels like a steam engine is driving full pelt in a circle around me skull.
Be sure to drink plenty of water, Mr. Tillett.
Aye. I'll survive.
So, you work here?
Aye. Bewlay station master at your service. Would you like to buy a ticket?
Not just yet, thank you. I understand that some of the locals are not too happy about this new station.
Aye. I'd go as far as saying the whole village.
How long has the station been open for?
About 3 months. We're on the Midland Railway line. This employment's been a saviour for me. If I weren't stood here, I'd be drinking my life away at the pub right now. It's worth the occasional withering look from Cyril and the rest of them.
What does a station master do?
A bit of this and a bit of that. I don't wish to bore you with such things.
As you wish.
My responsibilities here keep me on the straight and narrow, I'll tell you that much. A sense of duty can do wonders for a lost soul.
Indeed. This must be a rather lonesome post to occupy.
Trains pass through here more regularly than you might think, lass.
What can you tell me about Lord Panzwick?
Oh, you've heard of his lordship, then?
Yes, do you know him?
Aye, he comes into the village from time to time, gives sweets to the children, hires young men to work his land. He's well liked around here.
I sense some hesitation, Mr. Tillett.
Well, we kind of have an unspoken agreement with his lordship. He looks after us, provided we leave him alone.
I don't follow.
He likes his privacy.
Some people do.
No one is allowed to visit him.
Do you mean to say that he's a bit eccentric?
No. I've heard people got fired at when approaching his manor uninvited.
Good grief! But is this true?
Well, I won't be the one to find out.
Farewell for now.
Ta-ra!
His lordship sounds more and more interesting. I can't wait to meet him. If he doesn't shoot me down. That would be most unfortunate.
The tracks look quite untarnished. I don't think many trains come through here. My mother always...
You. Hello, fellow kids.
Sweet little flowers. The delicate flowers smell rather sweet. Damp rag dolls have been laid out to dry in the dreary sun. She has a puckish little face. This young fellow looks miserable.
He looks miserable. Oh, I wonder why.
Remarkable, a gargantuan fossilised ammonite. This would look fantastic on my mantelpiece.
Hey! Stay away from that! Don't touch it! It's bad luck to touch the ammon's horn. I'm serious.
Fine.
Okay.
I do enjoy the charm of a babbling beck. The water is icy cold.
So what are you kids doing here?
Good day, little one. What's your name?
Hello, miss. I'm Jane and this is my brother Wally.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Thomasina.
I'd introduce you to my dolls, but they're drying out at the moment.
This is a lovely little beck.
It's where we get our water, miss. It's good for drinking and cleaning.
Your dolls look lovely, Jane.
Thank you, miss. I love them very much. Today was their bath day.
Tell me more about the ammon's horn.
Daddy said we should never touch it. It will make the god angry.
What god?
Ammon, of course.
Explain that it's a fossil. Go along with the Ammon story. She's only a child. No, it's a fossil.
Jane, this is a fossil.
It's a horn. What's a fossil, miss?
A fossil is an impression of a prehistoric plant or animal embedded in rock and preserved in petrified form. This particular animal was called an ammonite.
I'm confused. It's not a horn?
No, it's the impression of a long-dead sea creature.
Well, I believe my daddy. He doesn't lie to me.
Your father is somewhat correct. For you see, ammonites were given their name for the Egyptian god Ammon.
See, I told you. It's Ammon's horn. My daddy is always right.
Do you know an old man called Leonard Shoulder?
No, miss.
Have you heard of a place called Hob's Barrow?
Jane!
No, miss.
Are you sure?
I swear.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Why are you ruining this for me, Wally? What did I do to you?
Hello, Wally.
Yeah?
My name's Thomasina. How are you?
Go away!
brat.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
No?
Have you heard of a place called Hobb's Barrow?
No?
What do you know about Lord Panzwick?
I heard he owns the whole county.
Have you met him?
No, he lives out on the moors somewhere. But everyone does what he tells them to,
Why's that?
because he has a lot of money.
Goodbye.
What a lovely, lovely child. Jane, you poor thing. You have to be in Wally's presence.
She has a puckish little face. This young fellow looks miserable.
It's because he is miserable. Because he's the worst. All right. Well, I do appreciate the slow burn of the story. It's quite cozy. It's got a certain authentic charm to it. But it's time to see if Mr. Shoulder's dead.
What do you know of Lord Panzwick?
Oh yes, a rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports. He believes this to be a godless land. Something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. Let us move on.
Well, actually,
Thank you for your time.
Lord
I want to go and ask the sweet old lady about your throwing up problem.
Hello.
Good day.
Ah, I can't tell her that father was in the woods puking his brains out.
What do you know about Lord Panzwick?
Wretched man. They say he is restoring a chapel near his manor. But for whom and to what god, I ask?
Is he a man of faith?
I've barely seen him set foot in St. Edmunds. It doesn't stop him from acting as our God-given ruler. Stay away from him, pet. Don't get yourself tangled up in local affairs.
I certainly don't intend to. Why did you call Lord Panzwick wretched?
He hides in that manner of his and cares not for his people. I've heard stories whispered in the pews, you know,
What kind of stories?
that he shoots people on sight. Anyone that strays onto Panzwick Manor.
Good grief!
Yet he will walk into the plough and furrow and buy ale for all and be hailed as our protector. I answer to God and God alone. Forgive me, pet.
Not at all. I appreciate your honesty, Miss. Thank you for your...
Lord be...
Well, he likes his privacy. I haven't heard anything wrong yet. He seems like an outstanding chap. He just likes to be left alone. And then when he comes to the bar, he buys drinks for everyone. I mean, what a nice guy. Oh, wait.
The moors stretch into the distance.
What's this? A ring of mushrooms. That's interesting.
I'm not sure if these are poisonous or edible.
Or why they're in a ring?
I'd better not touch them.
Why would they grow in a ring?
That's a peculiar idea.
Why?
I can walk through that.
What's so peculiar about it? You're peculiar.
I'm not sure what that would achieve.
I would procure a mushroom. Actually, does anyone else have any opinions about our lordship?
Good day.
Yes?
What can you tell me of Lord Panzwick?
His lordship commands much respect around here, lass. Keeps me busy with work. Why do you ask?
Just curious. I noticed your spectacular fossil specimen.
Oh, I collect them. This one is called
Ammonite.
I'm impressed, lass.
From the Jurassic period, I'd venture.
Do you collect them too, then?
My true interests lie in comparatively modern history.
Oh, aye. Well, I do love a fossil. It's important to remember that we all end up in the soil eventually.
Quite. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
I like the blacksmith. He seems like a very educated man. Hello.
Good day.
Betty.
Hello, miss.
Bored Betty.
What do you know about Lord Panzwick?
Not a lot. I know he's in charge around here.
Does he come to the village often?
Not really. He has a manor out on the moors.
Have you ever been there?
Heavens, no. Villagers aren't allowed there.
Why not?
Dunno. It's just the way it is.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Douglas, what do you have to say about his lordship?
Hello.
Yes?
He's got a cool manner, right?
What do you know about Lord Panzwick?
He gave me some sweets once.
Nice.
My friend says that Lord Panzwick has special trees at his manor that grow sweets on their branches. Do you think that's true, miss?
I think that's very unlikely.
Me too.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Of course he doesn't believe that. He's a smart kid. Oh, there's an exit here. Oh. Hello.
Royal Mail, Postmaster's Residence. This must be the local post office. Royal Mail, this must be a storeroom of some kind. I don't think anyone is home.
I almost missed this.
This house looks pleasant.
He must be out doing his job. Where's Stanley?
I must say, last night...
My room looks fine, so nothing here.
Hello? What can you tell me about Lord Panzwick?
Naught to say, except don't be sniffing around his lordship's manor. You'll end up with a round of shot in you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Just mind your own business around here.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Well, we're getting a nice, rounded idea of what kind of person Lord Panzwick is. But let's get an even better idea of what kind of person Mr. Shoulder is. Or was.
I'm ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mrs. de Plancy. Mrs. de Plancy, this is Thomasina Bateman, a visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
Excellent. Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. de Plancy's wonderful cakes.
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady. But remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Those little whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. de Plancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me.
How do the kids have money for this? And you could give me like a sample.
Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes, write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors, and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite. Which play?
Am I supposed to know this? Yes, because I have Googled it.
Richard II?
Correct. You are well read, Miss Bateman. Studying the work of the bard is one of my favorite pastimes. Follow me.
It is not one of mine, I admit.
Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation. The moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see. Beautiful, is it not?
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's such a polite way of disagreeing. But they are beautiful.
Indeed, the moors are beautiful.
The beauty of God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith? Some look at these moors and think this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains. The Lord's work is all about us. Tell me, Miss Bateman, do you believe in God?
Well, that's a loaded question and none ya business. You might want to avoid a tense situation. No, I'll tell the truth. I've been telling the truth so far. I mean, what is it gonna do? Bleed on me?
I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
He had an accident when I was very young.
Flashback time.
Come along now, Thomasina. Let's get out of the rain.
My mom is pregnant.
Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
I promise I won't.
Good. Now, let's see your father.
Well, isn't this cheerful?
Daddy is sleeping. Mummy is crying.
And everything is terrible for little Thomasina.
Mummy? Mummy?
I don't want to be here anymore.
Mummy? Mummy?
Daddy? Daddy, wake up?
Daddy, wake up!
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one. You must be Thomasina?
You must be the crypt keeper.
Yes.
My name is Nurse Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Oi.
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all. But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst, ma'am. He will have a nurse by his side at all times, I can assure you.
What sort of God would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in mysterious ways, but he loves us all. Come along now.
Hello? She scampered off in a hurry. Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors. I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewlay.
I see. How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Still quite a walk, I'm afraid, but we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this. Legend has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
I beg your pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's Toe.
Oh, I see.
Come now, onward.
I didn't know I was getting a tour guide as well. This is awesome. And there's wild folk.
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape. All the while, Father Roach was whistling away merrily. Just as I had begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
Finally.
Here we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
Yes?
Please don't tell Mrs. de Plancy about my little scene in the woods. She will only fret. The poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
I shan't mention it.
Thank you. You'd better see if Mr. Shoulder is in.
I wonder if you were taking drugs and you don't want her to know.
Father Roach still looks rather pallid.